Hey, so we're working on InDesign and learning about master pages so that we can make card games and kind of bring assets over from one thing to another. So this is a master page which has the Tory applied to it. That's why there's this T. I'm going to move this over so you can see how they're written. And then this one is neutral. So if I click into this one, it's got the neutral icon. If I click into this one, this has the wig icon, so that I can pull these down and make more cards if I want to. But the important thing is to make sure that these card masters are set up the way that you want from the beginning. So I'm going to go back to this Tory one and show you that I've got in my pages menu, all my spreads here, there's actually, so I'm actually in, yeah, it says 11 parents down here, and there's 103 pages. They also call them spreads. So if I wanted to, let's do another epic character, because we like to be epic. And I'm here with Isabel and Talia. Hi, guys.
Hello.
So I'm going to give this epic character, I'm going to bring this master down here and show you that we need to, right click. I think, Isabella, you were asking how I did it. So on my Mac, I'm just double clicking. I think it would be control click or right clicking on a PC. And then override all parent page items, because then it will allow me to change the text without altering the parent itself. And it does seem like it's calling it parent in this new version as opposed to master, which is what when I made this initially it was. So you can see that I now have a card number 104, and it's down here, and it looks like Sayanganyarta. His name is Joseph Brandt. Okay, so I'm gonna now be able to click into here, which I wasn't able to do before if it was just the parent or the master. So Joseph Brandt. And then I can go in and change this Freeman and Revolutionary, like, so he may have been something else, like a statesman or something like that. We don't even have that, but I just want to make sure that I can show you that you can change all these things, right? So even these images, we can change these by importing a different one. Although for this one, I wouldn't want to change that. So what you would want to change is probably these images. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to control click or double click on my trackpad, and then it's replace. Nope. I need to open up my links. So window, links, because everything is linked in InDesign, like I was telling you all before. So you guys should open up your links too and see if they did actually do it as a link. Did they? I'm hoping that they do. So this is how many times this image has been used right now. It's on page 56 and on page 104, which we're on right now. But let's say we want to actually replace it. So I'm going to control click or something else. So I'm going to, if you have issues, you can relink and all that sort of stuff. But I want to replace. So that hamburger menu does the same thing as the other one. You don't want to, you can edit your original. So I could go back into Photoshop and adjust this image. Or if I just saved it as the same file, it would bring it in with the new updates, which is really beautiful. But I want to replace, which I'm not seeing here. Maybe we just need to bring in a new file. So I'm going to go File, Place, and go and find the powder keg stuff. and go and get some character images. And let's bring in, who do we want? John Adams. Let's bring in John Adams. And just so you guys can see the naming process, this was done by Hannah. So her initials were HA, and that's why we have that. So I always know like who was the last artist on it. So here's John Adams. So what we just did was this card now has that. And I can move this according to how I need it, right? So that's how I was...
File open for that, or?
No, file place, just like we did with you initially.
But while you're clicked on it, the area you want it to go into.
Yeah, I was clicked on the Joseph Brand image.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for the replace.
Adam. There's not a replace. It was just place is what I ended up doing.
Okay.
I'm thinking of web things where you do hit replace, but that's not what we did here. So description goes here. Lots of words. Okay, so and then so if I go to here, like this new one that I have, John Adams A, we also have, like, this is actually where all of the epic characters are. So if I double click on this, you'll see Crispus Attucks, Mercy. So these have all been shifted and changed, right? And if I wanted to bring John Adams up to where all the rest of those are, you just kind of drag it. I'm actually changing Peggy Ship, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to Control Z. Oh, double click. This should be John Adams. Okay, so yeah. Right. So I'm just going to like drop him there, and now he's here. You know, you just have to kind of, I'm in the jumbo, so if you have it set to be smaller, then you're okay. But this is just kind of how to reorder it, right? Sometimes you can go, woo! Get them up there by the blues. The epics, I think, are first. Okay, so if I drop him there, now John Adams is hopefully there.
I think it didn't snap because there wasn't the line.
Well, he's not down there anymore. So how do I find him? So just so that you guys can see, like if I zoom out, like I'll be able to see all this stuff. And this is a huge file with like 104 cards, right? So it takes a little bit of time. But okay, so now I'm zooming on my trackpad by pinching, right? Mm-hmm. So you can kind of see what all of these are. But you can do searches. So we need to search for this. So and now I'm not doing anything. It's the screen is magically going. So it looks like it's stopped now. So Command F and do a search for that text. Adams, there's 2 Adams in the group. So it might find Abby. There she is. And it'll say her name a couple times. So I'm trying to find. So this is actually the true John Adams right here. So let's find him as the blue background. So you can see how you can kind of go through, oh, there's Sam Adams too, brothers, right? Okay, so here's my John Adams A, right? So I was able to find it. So it's actually a 93. I still need to move it way up, but I don't need to keep you on that. But so you can see how we made a master, and then we dragged the master down. So let me just kind of show you that again. Anything can become a master by right-clicking on it, and then make a master. That's the thing that we still don't know how to do. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get the text. Like if you edit the original one, it doesn't change anything.
Well, I showed you how to do the override. And the other thing we have to do is apply styles. So So this override all parent stuff, that is what allows us to be able to edit and make this new text, right?
Yeah,
Because
but
that's
if you edit the masters, like let's say you change the font, it doesn't change the other one's font. That you use that.
right. So that's what we need with styles. So let's go to Window and go to Styles. So you guys could follow along on this. So
And then you clicked on the one that you're on master too.
it doesn't matter for right now. That's just going to open up a window. So let's go to Character Styles. So I already have applied style based on what they are. So the header gold plus is likely what's on the John Adams one. And then items on character, header gold big, etc. You guys probably don't have anything in your styles, right? But Isabella, you may want to go to your new rounded text that you have and call it rounded text. Like we would apply that as a style. And for your saddleback, so like you might want to, Talia, make a saddleback text.
So I click on it and then I click this.
That is right. So you're talking about the plus button on the bottom of the style. And it now called it character style 1. And then you want to double click where it says character style 1 and rename it to be bottom rounded text or whatever you want to call it, like that. So Talia, you're making like a cool text to start with because that's you need kind of the assets first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you have a bottom rounded text, right? So let me show you how like so that it's recorded with my pictures here. So, and I'll do it with one that's a little bit more standard. Like I'll do it with this one here because that looks a little bit more like a lot of cards. So if I'm on this text, you can see that it went to that, right? And if I'm on this text, it's going to this one that's being called none, but that is actually a style. If I'm on this text, advantage number, which is weird because it's not really an advantage number anymore. But so if I were to want this for some reasons to be that, you can see it changes it. Okay, so I'm going to Control Z. So it's none. If I change it to item text, it's going to actually turn it to black, I think, because it was, or to white, you see, because it was on a different thing. So it needs to go back to, well, none is not the right one either. This may have been applied separately and didn't use the text, but you can see how these are altered, right? According to whatever was there.
That's really cool. Mm-hmm.
So Command Z until I get it back to where it should be, which is that, see? And then this epic one, this is actually already applied inside of Photoshop, which is where they made this. Okay, sorry about my coughing. So that is character styles. So if we wanted to, for instance, go down to our John Adams one that we made, which I'll do a search for, Command F, and do find John Adams again. So that's the original John Adams, but I'll show you how to alter one that, so this is my -A, right? If I wanted to, for instance, change this to item text, that will change the color just slightly, even though this is not on an item background. So Command Z, Control Z if you're on a PC for undoing. Okay, so that's how character styles work. In order to make a new one, you would just click plus, and I just made character style 1, and I want to call this gold flavor text. So that's the gold flavor text, right? And then I could go to this and I could make it gold flavor text, but it's not really the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this item text. You see how that looks better on it? And a higher contrast. So remember, we got to keep our contrast to a high for visibility. So yeah, and then you would just make sure to save. Like right now, I've done a lot of changes, and I don't want my really great card game to be ruined by these lovely little demo things. So I would definitely call it C, so DE is what it would be. And then I would say demo, don't use. So I can really remember, don't use this thing. But see, it's saving it in that same folder that everything else is in. And that's really important to keep everything linked. So I've just hit save and it's linked. So I think we've covered character styles, which changes things, right? And master, we don't know how to make a master yet. Is that right?
I think they're just called parents now, so it's like
they're just now called parent.
It's
yeah.
not the same thing technically.
Yeah.
But
So let's see if I can go up to here and so, but just by double clicking in those pages, which by the way, if you don't have these up, you have to go to window and then grab them. So this is that parent part right here. Parent pages, save as parent. Okay, so it is now a parent, and I will call it. This says a parent. I'm gonna rename it. So I was right clicking. I was double clicking, not double clicking. What is it called when you have two fingers on the trackpad?
right click.
It's right click, isn't it?
Yeah.
We want to rename it. Maybe. Maybe they're just called. See, it looks like I was able to change these titles. So I don't know why I'm not able to there. Parent options. There we go. So parent options, instead of parent prefix A, we're going to call it Epic Card. And I'm going to keep it saying parent because I want to try to understand the difference. And see, you can see it's based on all these other ones. So you can probably link parent stuff. Okay, so if I wanted to now take, so I had this and it was all designed, right? So it's kind of like your horse one, Talia, with you've got your images on there and they're like the way you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go down to the bottom and drag this parent down to this next page right here. So now I have this parent has been applied to card number 105, and it's not the parent anymore. But it still is because everything is applied to the parent right now. So I'm just checking to see if it really is at the bottom, which it is. And just to check that, I like to go like double click on stuff, make sure that I'm doing it right. So now instead of this line, so I can't click into this right now and change anything because it is the parent, right? It's actually a child of the parent because the parent lives up there. So in order to make that change, I will right click and override all parent page items. And now you can see that I can click and see it should actually, I'm pretty sure that this actually is even just an image, that this isn't even there. So it probably wasn't even a good one to show you, but I would be able, if this wasn't in the image part, let's see. Yeah, the whole thing is an image, sorry. So I can type, I can bring stuff in, like if I wanted to copy this from here, paste it. Oh, that's that thing where I'm on the white, oh, you might have been on the white arrow tool. The black arrow tool is what I need to move this. Nope. The stinking,
Oh, I think
it's,
there might be another layer or something. It's like going behind, see, when you drag it.
yeah, it's that red one.
You click on the bottom, is there another image layer on the bottom?
No, it's coming from the crop. You've got to use there's a different tool to use, which is, I think it's the free transform. No, see, this is the same issue that we were having before. I don't know.
We'll try right clicking on that square. What else does it show? Scale. Right through it.
And then with, let's see. Rotate. See it. Wow.
Hitting enter after it does that, it might just be like not updating it right.
Well, that's what I am doing is enter, return.
Well, that's weird.
I don't know what to tell us on this, guys. It's the same issue that Talia and I had earlier. I'm just going to delete it. It's not supposed to be there anyways. So I could copy this text though and bring this down here, right? And tell this text to be gold flavor, right? And then that could be a way to get this to be nice and lovely. And let me just kind of write something that by selling 3 slaves, she is able to start and run a successful dry goods shop. Oh, all the caps are on. So she's got a conundrum. Was that okay for her to sell 3 slaves to have profit? That's her issue. Elizabeth Marie Inman. Anyways, so this is, even though I made that mistake, I can probably click, no, you have to go to type and tell it to not to be sentence case. But anyways, I think I have covered everything that we need on this. Is that right?
I think so. Because you got masters, I
Yeah,
get
I think
parents.
Yeah.
And
I have
character
one.
styles is
Character
really
styles.
big.
That's the thing I'm trying to fix right now.
And how to place images into. Mhm.
I'm trying to get, even just like using the eyedropper tool to change the color.
Well, you won't be able to do that on the parent. I'm going to stop recording because it's not on my screen.